This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in, sir?
Please come in. Nirdesh.
Good afternoon, sir.
Nirdesh. Please sit down, Nirdesh.
Thank you, sir.
So, Nirdesh, you did your schooling from Nainital.
Yes, sir.
And thereafter you did your BTech from IIT BHU.
Yes.
And that you completed in 2020.
Yes, sir.
Thereafter you worked as data analyst and you are continuing to work as a data analyst.
Sir, so I took a gap of 2 years after my graduation. So till 2022, I was just preparing for civil services. I didn't go for campus placements. After the mains of 2022, I took a job as data analyst that I am continuing till now for past 1 year, 1 year and 3 months.
So that means you had appeared in the interview earlier also?
Yes,
UPSC
in 2022.
2022. So how many marks did you obtain in that?
So in interview, I got 151 marks.
151. So what went wrong?
Sir, actually, I was not able to recall that what exactly went wrong. Like the entire interview process went smooth. So this was the problem that I faced after interview as well, because I personally think that if I'm getting 150 marks, so there might be some blunder that might have happened in the interview, but it didn't feel like that it happened. So most of the questions asked were related to my DAF only, and they were all prepared. So I answered them, and I didn't got any response as such, like whether the member is not satisfied, but I don't know exactly what went wrong.
And who was chairing that board?
Sri 𝐅𝐨𝐻𝐽𝐽 sir was.
Having said that, how did you fare in your written examination this time?
Sir, I think that written examination was pretty well as I compare it from the last examination.
So from the last time, what will be the increase in your marks in terms of percentage?
So last time I scored 750 marks in mains examination. My optional score was quite less, 235 marks only. GS was fine marks, around 420 marks there in GS I scored. In optional, I think that there will be an increase of around 30 to 35 marks this time.
So suppose you had got this 35 marks extra.
Yes.
So where would you have been?
So I would have been around rank 300, 400.
All right. So that would have given you what? Which service?
IAS as per my category.
All right. Very good. Wonderful. So that means you missed only because you had not scored well
in interviews.
In the interview as
well as in optional.
All right. Okay. So now, before taking up this job, you said you were preparing full time 2 years for the civil services. So who was supporting you at that point of time financially?
So financially, sir, I was dependent on my parents, on my father. So he was supporting me, and there were the only expense that I was living in Delhi for 1 year. I was taking money from my father, and I had also started preparation in 4th year itself in my college. So most of my syllabus was completed till then. When I came to Delhi, so I had to just take an optional.
Even at that point of time, you had thought of taking sociology as your option?
Yes, from very beginning, sociology was the optional that I.
Why did you select sociology as your option?
Sir, so my graduation has been done in mining engineering. So I didn't find any of the subject related to the ones which I had studied in my graduation. So the basic thing in selection of optional was the interest that I will feel while studying those optional those subjects. So I tried studying various subjects. I tried studying NCRTs of these subjects. So I felt when I read of sociology, I felt really interested in that.
You had done your mining engineering, and that too from BHU.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the Chunar stone which was used by Mauryans to create buildings and for the pillars. What was so special about that stone?
Sir, I have to read about it. I have not read the speciality of Chunar stone as such.
You must have visited Sarnath.
Yes, I have not visited it, but I have heard that my friends have visited at that place.
You were in BHU for almost 4 years, no?
Yes, sir.
And you never visited Sarnath?
Yes, sir. Unfortunately I didn't get the chance to visit Sarnath.
चांस कहाँ से मिलने वाला? किसी भी सैटरडे संडे किसी छुट्टी देने वाले दिन जा सकते थे. You could have gone there. So anyway, so that statue,
Yes.
or not statue, that capital is of sandstone from Chunar. Why did Mauryans source their stone from Chunar?
Sir, I have to read about this thing. I'm sorry, sir.
And it's a limestone. It is not granite. Some people think that it is granite.
Okay.
And find out what was so special about this stone.
Sure. Sir.
All right. So now tell me, how will you distinguish the work undertaken for the renovation and refurbishment of Kashi Vishwanath temple vis-a-vis the reconstruction of Ayodhya temple?
Sir, Ayodhya temple has been reconstructed from the scratch, we can say. So there has been the new designs have been planned and architect planned that, and then this have been developed or constructed. But as we talk of Kashi Vishwanath temple, so the challenge there was to keep the ancient features and the traditional features of the temple along with modernizing it. So this was the difference in both the constructions, if I see. For example, in Kashi Vishwanath temple, what we see, only corridors have been built, widening of corridors have been made, but the basic architecture of the temple or the Garbhagriha, we can say, that is exactly the same that was earlier. But it has been made more spacious.
Tell me, how old is this Kashi Vishwanath temple? Any idea?
Sir, I'm not sure about it, but I have read somewhere that around 70 years old it is, Kashi Vishwanath temple.
70 only?
Yes, I'm not sure about it.
All right. What was the earlier name of Ayodhya? Any idea?
Kosala, it was called as.
Kosala.
Yes. In Mahajanpada, when we.
There was a Mahajanpad, name of the Mahajanpad, not
Yes.
the name of Ayodhya place, Ayodhya as a town. All right. Tell me, if you are to describe Indian economy, how will you describe Indian economy?
Sir, I see Indian economy as the developing economy, which is fairly doing good in terms of the rapid growth and development, and also the share of various sectors. There is a skewed contribution of various sectors in the Indian economy. For example, IT sector has more than 50% contribution in Indian economy. However, at the same time, manufacturing is taking a hit in Indian economy as compared to the IT sector.
You said that 50% contribution is coming from IT sector.
Yes.
50% of what?
50% of total GDP is sourced from the service sector itself.
The service sector or IT? You said IT.
Service sector. Service sector.
All right. Okay. So what you are saying, the service sector is contributing for almost 50%.
Yes.
And the balance comes from other two sectors.
Agriculture and manufacturing. And
All right.
yes.
Tell me why, after so many efforts and after so much of fanfare with Make in India, why we have not been able to have enough manufacturing facilities which would have created many jobs?
Sir, what I see in Indian economy is the continuous problem that we have with related to manufacturing sector. For example, the ideal progression of any economy is from agricultural sector to manufacturing sector and then to services sector. But we missed that middle stage where the manufacturing sector could have been developed. But now at this point of time, when we are again trying to revive it through initiatives like Make in India, then the issues are various issues are coming in this process. First of all, the lack of skill is there in the laborers. So the manufacturing takes a hit, because if initially it would have been taken care of as was done by China, so then manufacturing could have been robust. So the skill problem is there. Land acquisition is the problem, because whenever some industry is being set, so there are some problems that are faced by the industry. For example, a nano plant was being set up in West Bengal, but it was like opposed, and then it was gradually moved to Gujarat. So these are some problems that are there. And now since the market has got opened, so the cheap finished products from other countries is giving the tough competition to the manufacturing sector of our own country.
All right. A lot of textile industry got shifted from China, and then there was a lot of excitement in the country that many of these industries would come to India.
Yes.
But hardly any industry came to India. Most of the industries have gone to Bangladesh, Cambodia, Taiwan, Vietnam, even Sri Lanka. Why these industries have not come to India?
Yes, sir. So in this, one of the reason was the skill that the Indian.
So do you think that Bangladesh has got better skill than us?
Yes, sir. In textile industry, I think that Bangladesh is doing fairly good as compared to us.
Doing fairly well. There is no doubt about it.
Yes.
But do you think it is because they have got a better level of skills?
Yes, sir. One of the reason is this. And another reason is that.
So traditionally, India has been a big manufacturing center for textile and fabric.
Yes.
Even during Mughals and even before Mughals, it used to be a net exporter of fabric all over the world.
Yes, sir.
So what happened that we could not achieve that after independence, or even after independence? Maybe we are doing fairly well, but of late we are doing quite poorly.
Yes, sir. So I totally agree with that. That initially our artisan and handicraft industry was one of the best that in the world. But what gradually happened was when the industrialization happened and the British rule came in India. So these artisan industry and handicrafts was.
But now after independence, or maybe after liberalization 91, again we have not been able to do very well in textile.
Yes, sir. So this is where, like I talked, that manufacturing sector took a hit initially when the economic progression was to be made from agriculture to manufacturing. So this was the time when we missed this opportunity.
No, वो तो आप fact बता रहे हो, impact क्या हुआ? Why? Why did we miss that bus?
I think because the proper attention was not given on the particular sector, because initially.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Nirdesh,
Yes.
so you're from Bareilly, right?
Yes, sir. I'm from Bareilly.
There's a PSU in Bareilly. Do you know that?
IFFCO plant is there that makes fertilizers in Bareilly. I have heard of it.
Anything else?
So, apart from it, regarding PSUs, I have not heard anything related to that.
Okay. Never mind. What's your take on privatization of PSUs or disinvestment in PSUs?
Sir, I think that disinvestment of PSUs is a good step, because because while doing the disinvestment in PSUs, what happens is the more private sector comes in, the stakes of private sector comes in, and the operational efficiency, they bring operational efficiency in PSUs by.
There are two things. First is privatization, second is disinvestment.
Yes.
So right now you're talking about privatization, right?
Yes.
Okay. Carry on.
Yes. So, for example, sir, if we talk about Hindustan Zinc Limited. So, Hindustan Zinc Limited was suffering a great loss initially in 2001 when it was a government entity. So, in order to back this with the data, we can say government had sold at that point of time 45% of its stakes, and the valuation of that was around 770 crores. But now currently government is holding around 30% of stakes in HZL, and the valuation is 28,000 crores. So this is where we can see that the impact that privatization can bring to the PSUs.
Okay. Now tell me about disinvestment. What is the merit of disinvestment?
Sir, merit of disinvestment from the aspect of government is one, like government gets the revenue for that fiscal year in order to, and when government is in need of the money. So there is also a drawback of privatization. If government has sold more than 50% of its stakes, so this untapped potential of the revenue that government could use in future gets brushed off from the government's budget. So this is one of the initiative,
Leave aside privatization, come to the disinvestment where
in disinvestment I'm talking that it is a source of revenue for government.
Anything else?
And sir, for example, what we can say, if disinvestment, suppose more than 50% stakes are there of government, but 20% if private sector comes in.
I'm saying selling just 2%, 3%, 5% stake. That's it.
Yes.
What is the benefit of that?
So just an advisory role, because the member of the board, there will be the member of private sector as well if the disinvestment has been done. So their opinion can be taken up.
What if we are selling in the market?
Sorry?
What if we are selling in the secondary market or through primary market? I mean IPOs.
So in that case, only revenue for revenue aspect, I can see that benefit is there. Apart from it, I'm not able to think of anything.
What about valuation? Anyway, have you heard of FAME subsidy?
Yes, I have heard of it.
Who all can qualify to claim FAME 2 subsidy?
So this fact I have to look into it.
Okay, since you have done mining engineering, can you tell me something about lithium reserve that is found recently in India?
Yes, sir. So recently in Riyasi districts of Jammu, lithium reserves have been found, and it is being projected that around 5.9 million tons the amount of those lithium reserves is.
Which country holds the highest lithium reserve in the world?
So China holds the highest lithium reserves in the world.
I give you another chance. Think about it. That's a South American country.
Sorry, sir. I'm really sorry. I was talking about rare earth minerals. I just got diluted. So it is Chile, I think.
What is the difference between the reserve that is lithium reserve that is found in South American countries and the one that is found in Riyasi district?
Yeah. Sir, so the lithium reserves that has been found in Jammu, that resembles more of the lithium that has been that is present in Australia, because in here the extraction of the lithium will be in form of from the rocks that has been found in Jammu and Kashmir. But in Chile, if we talk about South America, so there the extraction of lithium over there is in form of some frying pans. They make those pans of like it is more of a salt-like extraction that they do of lithium.
Salt-like or salt?
So I'm not sure that exact method what is there, but R1 is the extraction from the rock, but they do not extract from the rock as such.
Okay, my last question to you. Recently, Allahabad High Court has given a landmark judgment on 𝐺𝐻𝐺𝐵 mosque case.
Yes.
Why it is called landmark judgment?
So, as far as I remember, the judgment was just to have the geological survey of that mosque to have. After that, I have to look into it.
Never mind.
Thank you, sir. No, sorry, a survey of mosque that has to be done in Varanasi.
Hello, Nirdesh.
Yes.
Nirdesh, recently in news, rat hole miners and rat hole mining. So, is there any difference, and what is that?
So, rat hole mining is basically done in Meghalaya, and it has been banned by NGT in 2014. So, what happens over there is the people do mining by their own hands, and they just make the area in which they can crawl into, and then they dig out the material out of it. So, this is the rat hole mining that is prevalent in Meghalaya mostly.
And who were rat hole miners? Those who are in news?
So, those were the rat hole miners who rescued the people from the tunnel in Uttarakhand after the collapse of that tunnel.
Which tunnel?
In Uttar Kashi, it was there. The name of the tunnel I am forgetting.
Okay. Okay, tell me, your optional is sociology.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So tell me something about that. You already heard about the LGBTQ.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the current status of them in India?
So currently,
Is there any verdict about them?
yes. So currently, homosexuality has been decriminalized, but same-sex marriage related to them, this has not been.
So this is legalized or illegalized?
It is not legalized.
Why this is not legalized?
So yes, this is not legalized. There was this discussion and judgment going on in the Supreme Court. But what I think that this is the Supreme Court told that this is a social issue. So the development regarding that should come from the people itself, and Parliament is the main is the actual authority to formalize any law in the social sector.
So basically, they demand for to insert a Special Marriage Act 1954.
Yes.
So what is that?
So marriage. So basically, in India,
So what is exactly main issue that in a Special Marriage Act and which is not implemented in the LGBTQ same-sex marriage?
Ma'am, exactly, I'm not aware of it, but they were demanding in Special Marriage Act, that I know, but it was refused.
And what is a Special Marriage Act?
So in India, marriage laws are governed by the religious laws. So if suppose their marriage is being taking place in same religion, then it will be governed by Hindu code, and if another one, then in Muslim code. But if the marriage is being done, for example, through courts, so that is being registered under Special Marriage Act.
So don't you think so that this is the biggest relief for those couple who want to marriage in inter-religion?
Yes, so this is it is a good move for them, having a Special Marriage Act put in place.
Okay. And tell me something about that, especially in live-in relationship.
Yes.
Okay. So what is pros and cons of live-in relationship? Why this is also not legalized in India?
So ma'am, talking first the pros of the live-in relationship. So in today's world, the marriage is more of a companionship where the person looks his or her partner as a companion. So when they are living in a live-in, so they better know each other by spending more and more time with them, and whether deciding the compatibility of it, and that in the long run prevents the divorce kind of situations among the couple. So this brings the stability to the family, and which could have been the problem at the later stage if the compatibility would not have been there. Now, ma'am, if talking about the cons of the live-in relationship, so there have been the cases that the people live in relationship and then they leave, and the main aim of it was not to have the marriage, but there has been the cases that the cases of rapes by luring the girl in the name of marriage.
So is Domestic Violence Act 2005
Yes.
is used in live-in relationship?
Yes, it is used. Supreme Court has given the judgment on it that live-in relationship, Domestic Violence Act will be considered.
In live-in relationship?
Yes, in live-in relationship.
Okay. So now my next question. Your hobby is mentoring students in their education and career through YouTube.
Yes.
So right now you are also taking class on YouTube?
So it is not actually class. So ma'am, it started when I was preparing for civil services and I took 2 years break. So I was in a situation of panic that what if I do not get into the civil services, then what will be the way out for it, whether I will get the private job or somewhere, and how I can do that. So from that, drawing the inspiration from that thing, I thought that there are many students that are preparing for civil services. So since I took the job after my 2 years preparation, and I thought that I'm doing good in that job, so I thought that maybe I'll share my experience through a social media platform through those students who get panicked.
So you are taking classes on YouTube?
No, just sharing my experiences, that how I can avail. Just I take any topic, that how you can prepare for current affairs, how you can prepare for, how you can read newspaper for UPSC civil services, or how if you have some experience in civil services,
Suppose
how you can
that
take a
just
job.
I'm giving you a situation.
Yes.
When you became IAS officer, okay?
Yes.
And at that time, your YouTube channel grew,
Yes.
okay? Because of lots of followers after that, when you
Yes.
became, when you selected.
Yes.
So in that case, somehow we also see this type of cases, especially IAS resign their post after that,
Yes.
when they get name fame.
Yes.
So what do you do after that? If this type of situation?
Yes, ma'am. So it is just a measure to help the students, because I would like to mention that I am anonymous on my YouTube channel. I have not revealed my identity on my YouTube channel, and I have decided neither to reveal it. I just want to help the topics. I have helped the people with the topics of the problems that they face in their day-to-day life. Because I don't, and this is also, I had done this because my hobby is public speaking.
That sure you are not going to resign after that?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure about that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So you are a data analyst.
Yes, sir.
What do you do exactly as a data analyst?
So, if for the company in which I work in, so there might be I can explain this by a situation, if you allow me. So there have been the conventional businesses where the decisions have been are generally taken without the backing of the data. So what I do, I just dig deep down the data, that what all trends that I am observing in the data, and what all customers. For example, sir, I work for NBA, National Basketball Association. So in that case, if they have to send some campaign or some discounted campaign to the customers. So one way is that they can send the campaign to everyone present as their fan, but that is not a efficient way. So by seeing the data, I tell them that this set of customers are the ones who are actual fans and they are actually paying you more. So if you would give them less discount, then also they will be engaging with your platform.
So how is it different from data mining?
So data mining is a part of data analysis. Basically, data mining is, we have plenty of data and we have to just take out that data from where my analysis can begin with. So from the big data and the unstructured data, I took out the data which is relevant for me for that particular analysis, and then I gradually move to the data.
How is it different from data scientist?
Sir, data science and data analysis, it is mostly overlapping. Yes, my profile is, it is called both in data science as well and data analysis.
Okay. So recently, few instances have been seen where data is being compromised by various companies.
Yes.
Or data breached, incidents have occurred.
Yes, sir.
So what should be done by the government to prevent such kind of things?
Sir, I think that regularizing these companies, that there should be a regulation over these companies, that how they are storing the data, and whether if there is some breach of data from the part of company, then they should be punished or some penalty should be there. For example, sir, data localization rules was a good step in this direction to avoid this data breach. And this has been the case that companies, and if we pressurize the companies to save the data in a secured format, then definitely they will buy some encrypted platforms where they can store the data, which they currently do not do. Like, they store the data in the and it is mostly the case with the startups who do not have that much amount of money to invest to buy the place on the server. So what they do, they store the data in their local servers, and that's how the data gets leaked. So having the regulation over them is very important for that part.
All right. Okay. So you belong to Bareilly.
Yes, 𝐵𝐸, a town in
Earlier, what is the historical, how we look Bareilly as a historical peace center?
Yes. Sir, so two of the historical linkages of Bareilly, I know. The one is related to the mythology as well, because the kingdom of Madhya Desh and Panchal, that was the area where
Madhya Desh or Matsya Desh?
Madhya Desh.
Madhya Desh.
At Panchal, where Draupadi was from. So that was the area in Bareilly, and the rule of Rohilas was there in Bareilly. That is why it is also known as Rohilkhand. The area that is known as Rohilkhand as well.
What is the one district, one product of Bareilly?
Jari Jardosi embroidery work of Bareilly is part of one district, one product. So it is the...
What is Zari exactly?
Sir, these are the embroidery works that are being done on the garments.
Okay, what kind of embroidery? Embroideries of many kind.
That I need to study that how many types of embroidery.
My last question. As we were talking about the weavers in Uttar Pradesh, especially in Banaras,
Yes.
is there any scheme related to weavers in Uttar Pradesh?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of it.
All right, thank you.
I must tell you that we found you a very highly spirited candidate, enthusiastic, and very well-meaning and sincere and articulate. And you have got a good knowledge base. However, there are few areas where we found that you could improve upon.
Yes.
But before we come to that, I must tell you that it is not a test of your knowledge.
Yes.
That has already been tested. तो जब आप इस एग्जाम में जाए ना, ये मत सोच रहे हैं कि वो मुझसे कुछ सवाल पूछेंगे और मुझे कोई जवाब देना है. Like GKI or like a कौन बनेगा करोड़पति kind of thing. It is not KBC. It is primarily to evaluate your personality, whether you are suitable for the civil services or not.
Yes.
For that, there is no right and wrong answer. Every answer is a right answer, provided you are able to justify it with facts and figures. I may not agree, that's a separate issue, it doesn't matter. But whatever you say, that has to be tested against the logic. Three things are very important in life for any interview, any negotiation, any public speaking or anything where you want to influence the other. One is the logos, that means logic. Second is pathos. You must understand who is your audience, what does that audience want from me. And third is ethos. Ethos means your character. We must perceive you to be a man of character, truthfulness and that kind of thing. Now I'll request my colleague to give you the feedback.
Thank you, sir.